Hello everybody, this is Renee from the Let's Get Real channel. Here's a scene of some hobos, we used to call them back in the day, transients, homeless people, but that's not what they are anymore. They are straight up zombies. And this problem has reached my city. It's been in my city, but it has multiplied greatly in my city. I live in a Tucson, Arizona. It's very, very vast desert environment. And yet homeless people are just popping up everywhere. Not just along the areas you would expect them, like in the bad neighborhoods that were so-called bad neighborhoods in the South Side, um, not just downtown, but out far east, far west, and far north. And far north is the most richest communities that we have, and yet you're seeing hobos out there in the deserts just popping up and becoming these zombies. I mean, these people are just drugged out. They're just strung. They're strung out on drugs. They're walking around looking crazy. Yeah, they're clinically alive, but they're dead. These people have been on using drugs for so long that they really can't do anything for themselves anymore. All they try to do is get more drugs, and I don't know how they survive, especially out here in Tucson, where there are no buses that go up to some of the more richer communities. So these people walk all the way up this desert type environment to the richer communities, which are usually gated, they can't get in, but yet you see these people walking around like zombies on the streets, on the roads, in these, upper middle class to rich type areas. What are they doing there? I mean, this is not a picture of that, but I mean, I do have people, I have seen people, these homeless zombies walking around in very upper class communities. The only reason they don't get into the communities is they're gated and they're very heavily patrolled. But there's a lot of the areas that are not gated that have these people walking around just right outside their doors, pitching camps on their properties, because a lot of people's property looks like desert, and it may not be fenced in. But fenced in or not, these zombie hobos are just setting up shop and setting up camp right outside, you know, houses that are way, way up in the desert areas, and just doing whatever the hell they want. It's overwhelmed the police force. It's overwhelmed the sheriff's department. Citizens are being concerned because they think they live in a very decent neighborhood, and they do, and they come out their door to walk their dog, and they go around the corner and they realize that these zombie hobos have pitched camp right next to their wall, or pitched camp in some kind of a drainage system, some kind of arroyo, some kind of a wash. They just go in there and they pitch camp underneath bridges, anywhere they can where they're not seen at night. And that's scary, because you could be walking your dog down a desert path in the evening, and there you have these criminal hobos, zombies, just waiting for you down there. I mean, and a lot of these people are criminals. They have committed many criminal acts to provide for their drugs, and that's really sad when you're seeing these people everywhere, not just where you would expect to see them, but I mean everywhere, in the alleys of everybody's homes, in front of people's homes. I mean, they'll pitch up tents in front of a Jack-in-the-Box and not give a shit. I mean, everywhere you look, you got these zombies, methed out, heroined out, fentanyl. It doesn't matter what drug they're on. They're just zombies walking around, aggressively panhandling, stealing from people, robbing old ladies, beating people down, taking their fucking, preying on the weak and taking their wallets and taking their handbags and purses, getting into people's cars and just taking shit, whatever they can find. I mean, these people are just lost, and they're criminals. And you know what? People say, what do we do to solve it? There is no solving this problem, okay? We need to just like do the best we can to push the government to build mass incarceration areas or buildings. They're not like prisons, but more like rehabilitation centers, where it would take a monster amount of years to get these people back on their feet again. And that's just not going to happen because of the cost. Because some of these people are so far gone, they're not going to get better in some 28-day rehab facility. They're not going to get better in a 60-day rehab facility. They're not going to get better in a 1-year rehab facility. They need to be locked up, and they need to work a program of rehabilitation for many, many years before their head is going to be right again, where they'll be healed again, where they can be productive members of society. You're talking many, many years. So that's what makes it impossible. So all I'm saying is good luck and good night. Let's get real.